Hello, hello, hello. Morning, morning, morning. What's up? I figure I'll hop on here and blab with y'all for a little bit while I'm very slowly waking up. Very slowly waking up. I might make this my second, or one of the two little coffee chats of the week. I might. Thursday morning. It seems that Thursday morning I have a lot of free time now because I don't go to the gym. Well, not with Coach Drew at least. And I'm the one handling the kids in the morning. So, and usually throughout the week, I go to the gym and Leah gets up and takes the kids to school. So I'm letting her sleep in today. And I'm handling the kids, and they got like 2 hours before they got to be at school. So, hello, everybody. Oh, slowly waking up. And I'm not going to harp on it too much, but god damn, funky dream world, dude. It does make me feel a little bit better though, honestly, because a lot of people are talking like they experienced something very similar or the same thing and have been. I see it in the comments. Funky dream world, man. The funkiest, weirdest ass, vivid fucking dreams, dude. Ugh, I don't like it. And I'm still kind of like halfway there. Morning, y'all. Let's see who we got in here. We got Jackie Tam out of Bubblegum. That's an interesting username. LH Davinia. What's up, Leandro? What's happening, y'all? Appreciate you for tuning in. Oh yeah, I've rearranged the studio. Y'all can probably tell though. I just switched where the couch was with my reading table. That's all I really did. This is where my reading table used to sit. So this is the view that I always had reading when I'd sit and read and do my videos. And I got my blinds closed so that you can actually see me. Because that's my view. My pine tree. But you can't really see me that well, so usually when I was sitting here reading and whatnot, I would be staring straight out that window right there. And that's my pine tree. I love the view of this room. If you can, can't really see very well, but yeah, we're on the second floor of the house right here. I gotta close that now so you can. And I got my reading table over here. So that's my new rearrangement of the studio. Got my little magician tapestry right there. Anyway, I had to have a change, you know? I had to have a change. When you're self-employed, man, and your whole world is at home, your whole world, everything that you do, the vast majority of your life is spent at your house, even to work. You gotta change things up from time to time, you know? You can go a little bit nuts. There were certain perks to working a day job, you know? There were certain perks to it. I kind of sometimes wonder how cool it would be to like still be my own boss, but like have a brick and mortar business somewhere that I had to leave and go and be gone all day and then come home later, you know? I wonder how cool that would be. But this is what I was manifesting though, so I can't complain because I got what I wanted, you know? So, but with anything, there's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be ups and downs, you know? So, anyway, how's everybody been doing? How y'all been? This wakes me up. When I get on here and blab to you guys, this wakes me up. So it helps me get woke up and pumped for the day. I'm telling you, man, and it's so weird because the dreams that I have are so vivid that I can even sit right now and remember every single one of them all night. You know, sometimes you'll grab a little piece of one and take it with you throughout the day. Man, here lately, every single dream I had, you know, it'll start from this dream and then it'll shift and just completely change into this totally different other dream. And then you'll live out that little experience for a little bit, and then it'll switch over into this totally different one. And there'll be like 5 of them throughout the night, that I can remember. I remember every single one of them. Every one of them. Just weird, man. Weird. Strange. I don't like it. I don't want to remember all that shit. You know what I mean? Well, if you want to manifest a home-based business, like I said, if that's something you've never had before, you have to allow the universe to bring it to you. That's the tricky part. The tricky part is taking action in that direction in tandem with releasing any expectations of an outcome. That's the tricky part. You have to start taking action in that direction, though. You have to. See, the way the energies of earth and water, which are the energies that manifest love and money, which are the ones we struggle with the most, are mirror image reflections of each other energetically, and they behave so similarly, they're almost identical. Okay, they behave the energies of earth and water behave similarly. They're mirror image reflections. The thing about manifesting your person is that once you align with that frequency, the universe will bring them straight to you. But that's not quite the way it is with the earth energy. When you're manifesting money or a financial opportunity, you have to take action in that direction first. You have to take the action and then let the universe react. And then you have to take action and then let the universe react. And it's you're the one that has to start the process. You have to walk towards the door and you have to start taking action towards it. See what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. But just start doing it. Just start doing it. That's the only thing you can do. That's what I did. I hadn't touched a computer in 5 years, man. 5 years. I knew nothing about the internet. But I said, I'm going to manifest some home-based business where I sit and work on the internet and make at least $100,000 a year. How? I have no idea how. I have no clue how. But you know what? I'm going to start doing it. So I just dug in and started researching, and next thing you know, I start watching these videos to show you how to do it, and I start partnering up with all these companies and building websites and going to webinars to learn how to run Google ads and advertise my website and all kinds of stuff, man. I just started doing it. I just dove in and started doing it and started learning it and started building. And did any of that work out? No. But every single move that I made, from the minute I decided I'm going to be self-employed to the minute that doorway actually opened for me, every move that I made, no, they weren't a big success, but they were really important learning experiences. They were really, really, really valuable learning tools that I gathered on that path that helped me to this day. I use every single one of them. And I told you all last chat, just as an example, this is the easiest example. One of the last businesses that I built that crashed and burned, I had to take little courses to learn how to present myself on camera, And not that I was a stranger to putting videos on the internet at that point. I wasn't, because I put videos on the internet for years. You know what I mean? I was not really all that camera shy, but there were certain things, certain little tips and tricks that I put in your face on camera, and grabbing an audience's attention and holding it, and whatnot. And that business crashed and burned, but you know what? I use every single bit of that to this day. I sure do. Just an example. But I learned all kinds of shit about internet algorithms and ad targeting, audience targeting, and all kinds of stuff, man. So you just got to start doing it. And every single time you take action in that direction, the analogy I use is that's a knock on the door. Like you're walking up to that door, you want to make your way through it, that's a knock on the door. It may not open right away. That's fine. But every time you knock on that door, the forces on the other side start lining things up to get that room ready for you. Come back later. Okay, release, let go. Come back later. Knock on that door again. Take more action in that direction. That door still may not open. Okay, release, let go. Come back later. Knock on that door. Eventually that door will open. Eventually. The only people who quote unquote fail are the people who just give up and abandon it. Oh, it's not meant for me. Okay, never mind. I just give up. You don't fail. You either succeed or you learn. If you're on the path to success, there is no such thing as failure. There are learning experiences between, it's not a matter of if I'm successful, it's when. Because if you're on that path, it's going to happen eventually. You know, it's going to happen eventually. The only way you can fail is if you quit and give up. It's the only way you can fail. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is an illusion. The only people who fail are the people who give up and quit. Same thing applies with everything in life. You know, fitness, perfect example. Perfect example. You can only fail if you quit. I've just recently started feeling that feeling of addiction. You know what I mean? And it freaked me out at first. It freaked me out. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? You know, today I'm taking my first rest day in almost a month. I think if I would have done something today, I would have gone a whole month without a rest day. You know, but I started recently feeling that addiction feeling. You know, man, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. I gotta do something with my body. I gotta, do some push-ups or get out and run or something, and it took a while to program myself into that, but anyway, I'm not trying to trail too far off. Doesn't matter what it is. You either succeed or you learn something. That's it, period. So anyway, hang on. Anywho. Yeah, you gotta, whatever it is you want, you gotta take action in that direction. Same thing with us with buying a house. We just keep taking action in that direction. We pretty much know, we pretty well have a good idea of when that doorway is gonna be open, but we still keep taking action in that direction. Like we tried messing around with a house not too long ago in Arizona that we saw that we liked. $1.5 million. And my credit score isn't quite good enough yet. Not quite. He said, even if you slap down $500,000, you still got to have a credit score of at least something. And we're getting there. But that's universe saying, not yet. Not yet. Stay in Vegas or whatever. Stay where you are right now. Not yet. Okay, universe. Okie dokie, I got you. Of course, every time I pulled cards for it too, it pretty much came up that our cycle isn't complete here yet either. So why the hell we ended up here, I'm not sure. Of all the fucking places, we didn't want to leave Arizona. Why we ended up here, I have no idea. But our cycle isn't complete here yet. Nope. So maybe we're supposed to stay here. Like I said, I've told y'all many, many times. We got to the point where we wanted to stay here. And then we took a left-hand turn and started playing with, let's go back to Arizona. We've been throwing around a lot of different ideas. And I don't know, we're not meant to leave here yet, at least. If we're ever supposed to leave here, it's not yet. So. Anywho. But we take action in that direction. Universe sees we want to buy a house. Universe sees that. So, and like I said, the door didn't open. That doesn't mean that I'm not ever allowed to buy a house. That means a few different things. First of all, not right now, but I can either speed up or slow down the progress. Because every time you take action in a certain direction, it speeds it up just a little bit. It jumps you forward in timelines, just a little bit, So, can I read my own cards? Not really. Sometimes, like I said, every once in a blue moon, it's mainly Leah who will ask me to read things. I don't like getting readings. I don't. I'm not one of those types of people that goes and searches for readings. I have had 3 readings in my life, 3 of them. And every single time, every reading I've ever had has come chase me down. I've told you all the first one with Tina. I didn't even know who the hell Tina was. Didn't even have a clue. And I wish I had time to tell my whole story because it's so fascinating how this worked out this way. As I told y'all, The only reason I ever even picked these little shits up was to try to gain clarity on a connection that I experienced with a person. That's it. That's it. And while that was happening, though, while I was in that chapter in my life where I was experiencing this very intense, uncomfortable connection with a person, here shows Tina one day, and she says, "I'm supposed to read for you." And I'm like, "What?" What does that mean? So she read for me, starts flipping these funky, weird-looking, crazy-ass cards, and tells me, it freaked me out how accurate it was, But it came and chased me down. I didn't even know what it meant at the time. I was like, "What do you mean read for me? Read me a bedtime story? What the fuck?" I have no clue. I'm clueless at this point, And then I've had a couple other readings after that. And every time I have a reading, they all come chase me down. But I dedicated my life to learning how to create my own future, Dedicated my life to that. So I'm still much more, I prefer to create my future, not have somebody tell me what future is going to happen to me. You know what I mean? That's the reason why 98 to 99.9% of the time when you come to me for a personal reading, I will read your default timelines. If you surrender all your power to your future, I can tell you what's probably going to happen, but I will give you energy tools. And if you choose to use them, it'll bypass those timelines if you want. If you want. I really don't know how many people actually use them. I don't know. I do get positive feedback. I don't know, but that's what I do when you come to me for a reading. But anyway, with my own cards, sometimes, kind of, sort of, not really. It's usually Leah that says, "Will you pull cards on this?" And I'm like, okay. Sometimes I can tell what it says, sometimes I can't. It really depends on whether or not I care about the outcome. The more I care about what I'm reading, the harder it is to read. The more I care about it. Now, if I'm reading about something I don't give two shits about, then yeah, I can read it really easily. But usually with something in my own personal life, if it's an outcome I'm really attached to, I won't want to read it. I'm like, no, I'm manifesting that. Don't worry about it. I don't need to know. It'll make me reverse manifest it. If it freaks me out and scares me that something bad's gonna happen, I'll fucking reverse manifest it. You know what I mean? It's tedious and tricky. It's tedious and tricky. So kinda. Sometimes I can read my own. Sometimes. Like right now, I'm just sitting and shuffling. This is, oh yeah, I told you all about this deck. This is the Spanish edition. I saw this at the spiritual store and I just had to grab it. I was like, that is so cool. The Spanish Rider-Waite. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? That's badass, dude. I just like, man, I have to have that. I've got to have that. That is so cool. I can't understand. I can't read. I can't pronounce any of that, but I don't need to because you all know I can read the Rider-Waite, but I just had to have that because it's in Spanish. I think that's so cool. Anyway, though, yeah, I'll sit around and shuffle cards out of boredom, but I don't read my own shit very often. Not really. Not really. Hang on, is it bad? What? Is it bad for someone to get readings from different people? No. Why would that be bad? No. It really depends on who it is that you trust, The only thing you don't want to do when you go this is the thing that I have to make a very strong point to Leah about, because she is the type that likes to get readings for the guidance and whatnot. Don't give all of your power away to this future that's going to happen to you, I'm real big on that. Real big on that. You don't want to give all your power away to an expected outcome. So, no, I don't think that's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. But I think, like I said, I think it's really, really important. That's why I plant seeds of energy behavior in my readings. Plant seeds, little teeny weeny little seeds, man. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to fit in on the general readings, but I do the best that I can. If I find a space that permits it, then I'll kind of put the cards down and go on a little lecture about something to do with some sort of energy behavior tool. And I'll put it in like the behavior of love and romance, because that's the one that I think that once you figure out the behavior of love and or money, you understand how everything manifests because it's all pretty much the same, you know? It's all pretty much the same. Everything behaves differently, but everything manifests pretty similarly, you know? But no, I don't think that's bad. Get readings from different people. No, there's a bunch of people out there who read, you know? Bunch of people out there that read. Big old bunch of them. Now you just feel it out with your intuition, I think. Just use your own internal guidance system as to who you think's legit and who you don't. I see a lot of people out there. Like I said, I really struggle to watch tarot card readings. You know, once I try to make it a point to sit and flip around and look at other readers sometimes and see what all's going on out there. But I have a really hard time focusing on that now. But, you know, we've all seen those readers that you can tell aren't legit. You can tell they're not. You can tell. You can tell the ones that oh, I just want they're chasing. They're not chasing the ability to help people. You know, I just want to flip cards and look cool and look spiritual and get popular on the internet. That's all I want to do. You know, you can tell. You can tell, dude. You know, you can tell those people. So just use your internal guidance system. Use your intuition if you're in touch with it. That's the difficult part. When you tell people, well, just follow your intuition. Well, a lot of people out there don't know what their fucking intuition is, you know? But if you're tuned into your internal guidance system, just use that when picking out a reader, you know? That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Because everybody reads a different way. Everybody reads a different way. My thing is, and if you've ever come to me for a personal reading, you've heard me say this, you know, because I have an intro. If you come to me for personal reading, I have an intro speech that I give you at the beginning of the video and an outro speech that I give you at the end of the video. And at the end of the video, I will always say, every time, I will say, remember that what I read for you today is based off your default timelines if you don't make any energetic changes. By changing your frequency and your vibration, you will always have the ability to change timelines and change the entire outcome of any reading you receive from any person. That is your natural birthright if you decide that that's what you want to do. And plus, there is no such thing as a future written down in stone anyway. I'll tell you that at the end of every reading, because that's a very important point. And see, almost any reader can tell you that, but they can't tell you how. They can't tell you how. And that's all I dedicated my life to learning how to do, was change the default timelines that I was on. I dedicated my life to learning that. And then I learned the tarot. You know, so it's real hard for me to just sit and flip cards and say, yep, well, this is going to happen. Have a good day. You know, I have a real hard time doing that. It's kind of like if I'm an auto mechanic and you bring your car to me. I can't just plug the diagnostic machine up to it and say, well, your O2 sensor's fucked. Your map sensor's going out. Cylinder 4 is misfiring. All right, have a good day. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I can't do that. But the only difference between me and a mechanic, an auto mechanic, is that I can't fix your vehicle for you. That's the only difference. I can raise the hood and say, okay, that's the problem right there. Those are the tools. You take that tool and you get to work on that part. You pull that part out and you put a new one in. That's the way I work, you know? I can't do it for you. And really all it is our own perceptions. It's our own perceptions. We were very strategically and deliberately programmed to use our powers against ourselves. You know, we were. And another thing that I'll tell you if you come to me for reading, a lot of times, I've been finding less and less people here lately who need to hear it. But if you've come to me for a reading and I've told you the science of manifestation, I've told you the actual science behind how it works, and it blow your fucking mind how powerful you are, if you can even believe it. You know, I don't even know if people believe me when I tell them. You know, I don't even know. There's actually a science behind how you manifest and how the operation works within you. You know. And if you can wrap your mind around it, which is really hard. For me, when I very first learned it, I couldn't wrap my mind around it at first. I'm like, what? Do who, what? It took me almost a full year to fully wrap my mind around the science of how things manifest and how the operation functions within you. You know, it's not just within you, it's you connected to all this and how all that works. It months and months and months. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it at all, you know? And then once I finally started to realize, okay, I get this. That makes sense. I had to meditate on it for a long time and think about it when you're half asleep. Think about these things when you're half asleep. That'll really help you download a lot of information. And then once I finally realized, oh, I get it now, that's when I was really able. When you're able to go inside and start flipping them switches, that's when I was really able to start making shit happen in my life, you know? It's tough. It's tough. It's hard. Like I said, the person and the people that I learned some of these things from, I don't know. I would assume that they probably don't want me sharing it with people. Sorry about your luck. I don't care. I think that it's something that everybody has the right to know. I paid a lot more money to learn the information that I teach than I did. A lot more. A whole lot more. And if I wanted to, if I was a greedy fuck, I could probably earn a lot more with some of the things that I know. And I don't know it all. I don't know it all. I am an Aquarius, but I don't know it all. I'm not one of those know-it-all Aquarius, but I do know a lot. I do know a lot, you know, way more than your average person knows, you know, for me to have gone from just being on the streets and, you know, living under bridges and dumpster diving for food and stuff like that to where I am today in 5 years, 6 years. It didn't happen by accident. It didn't happen by accident. I learned how to do that. That's the thing. That's another thing too. You know, there's people who have sat and watched me go through that entire journey. They've sat and watched me do it and still don't want to believe anything that I had to say. And I'm like, wow, you dedicated to being stupid, ain't you? You're dedicated to being stupid, aren't you? Or brainwashed or whatever. You dedicated to that brainwashing, you know? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But that's part of it. That's just a part of it. Still so much money to learn this? It's not. It's not much money to learn this. It's not. Are you talking about from me or from the other sources? It's not much money to learn this at all. Not at all. And here's another thing too. And this is kind of goes along with the person that I learned it from. That money is an energy. Money is an energy, believe it or not. Okay? And it's an energy that exists within you. So when you're always looking for something for free, you will always end up with something worth nothing. That's true. That is true. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful you are. If you're always looking for something for free, you will always end up with something worth nothing. You are the one with the ability to assign a value to anything. You're the one that does that with your perception. Money is an illusion. It is an illusion. And understanding how that illusion works within you is what gives you the power. The only thing that you need to know about money is that nothing costs anything unless somebody says so. Nothing is worth anything unless you believe it's worth something. When you pay money for something, you believe it's worth something. You know what I mean? Because I could give you the information for free, or you could pay for the information. Okay? If you end up getting the information for free, it will be worth nothing, because that's what you've assigned. That's the value you have assigned it with your perception, and it will be worthless to you. Completely worthless. Absolutely worthless. Does that make sense? This is where it starts getting convoluted. Like I tell people a lot. When it comes to money, I personally think is the worst one. The one that they have because they've spent the longest amount of time, and it's got its tentacles in every single perception that you have about everything. Your average person is reverse manifesting money with every single financial decision they make. Every single one. I could send somebody to the grocery store and say, okay, go get eggs, cheese, milk, and bread. And they could go to the grocery store literally and have no clue that they are reverse manifesting money while they do that. I could say, go put gas in this tank. You know what I mean? And they could go reverse manifest money just by doing that. People have no idea how deep-seated and subconscious it is into every financial decision you make. Okay? The underlying vibration in your average person with every financial decision they make is based on what they don't have and what they can't afford. See what I'm saying? Your average person has no clue, no idea. It's so deep-seated under the conscious awareness that they just think it's normal. They think they're being responsible, you know? And I'm not saying go drain your bank account like a dumbass. What I'm saying is pay attention to the underlying frequency. I know somebody who has $1 million saved in the bank. And this person went out of his way to drive 5 miles out of the way to save 20 cents on gas. And I was like, dude, if you could unwire that way of thinking, you could have $100 million saved in the bank. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't just apply to broke people at all. Whatever financial bracket you're in, which again is just an illusion, it's just a number, it's meaningless. You're locked there. You're locked there with your perception of money. The money that you make and the money that you have is a direct reflection of how you feel about it. A direct reflection of how you feel about it. Down to the most subconscious. I mean, it's got its tentacles way under your conscious awareness. And a lot of people don't even realize that they are scared to death of money. They don't even realize it. They don't even realize that they are horrified of money. Undoing that is tricky. It's tricky. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. And like I said, this is not my opinion. This isn't my philosophy. I didn't make any of this up. I learned it the same way that I teach it. You know? Back when I first stepped off onto this path, I couldn't tell you the first fucking thing about a tarot card. You know? So I didn't make any of this up. I'll never forget. And I've told a lot of you know, that I was working at a car wash, scrubbing cars for tips, making minimum wage. I'd walk into work every day. You know, I'd walk into work not having a clue. I don't even know if I'm going to make enough money to eat dinner tonight. I have no idea. And that's when I had to start releasing money from the death grip of my mind, you know? That's the thing. Most of us, we have money in a fucking death grip, clamping onto it. And that's what's stopping it from flowing. That's what's stopping it from flowing, you know? So, anyway. Anywho, I've gotten a lot of testimonials from a lot of people. My favorite one was this one person said that they ended up with a surprise $11,000 check in the mail. I don't even know where it came from. Out of the blue, I got an $11,000 check. Well, it can happen that way. For me, because I think it was probably because of my lifestyle. It mainly, I'd find a little money on the ground, you know what I mean? Like find a $100 bill on the ground here, find a 50 on the ground here, you know. The lifestyle that I was living, that's really the only way the universe could do it for me. It's really the only way it could happen. I didn't really have any bank accounts. I didn't have any nothing, you know. So that was the only way the universe could deliver it to me. And I didn't have a driver's license, so I would walk everywhere. I was a walking fool, man. I would walk. To me, I remember, and I still reflect back on it sometimes. I'm like, man, I remember back in the day when, to me, walking distance, when I say, is it within walking distance, I mean, is it under 5 miles? That's walking distance to me, you know, because I walked everywhere, man. I lost my driver's license and couldn't get a car, so, and getting my license back was a long, drawn out, like $10,000 process. That's how much of a pain in the ass it was. But I finally got it back after me and Leah got together. That's how long and drawn out of a process it was. Once I started making the money, I'd pay off one ticket, and then I'd call them up, and they'd be like, yeah, well, you got a ticket in Tennessee you got to pay off. I'm like, well, fuck. pay that ticket off in Tennessee, and well, how about now? Oh, you got a ticket in Kentucky you got to pay off. I mean, oh, fuck, man. So I went through and paid off probably about, actually it was about $7,000 worth of fines and all this stuff that I hadn't paid. It was just lingering. I had bench warrants in all these states and shit. I paid off all that shit. And then I said, can I get my license now? No, you got a 3-month hold. I'm like, what do you mean a 3-month hold? Well, if you would have just paid that first ticket when you got it, your license was only supposed to be suspended for 3 months. But you never paid the ticket. So now that you paid it, it kicked that 3 months in. I'm like, what? Oh, I was pulling my hair out, man. Pulling my fucking hair out. So anyway, long story short, by the time me and Leah finally got together, we knocked it all out and I got it back. I got my license back, you know. So, but I trailed off, my bad. You know, yeah, I walk everywhere, man. I was a walking fool. I'd walk everywhere. If it was even, and if it was over 5 miles, well, fuck, it's not walking distance, but if I ain't got no ride, if I got a job, like, you know, traveling the country, getting jobs in random places, you know, well, if I ain't got no ride, I got to get up 3-4 hours early and walk it. And that was my life. That's what I would do. I was in pretty good shape too, for the most part. Not in good a shape as I am now, but I was usually in pretty good shape. I was usually pretty thin because I walked everywhere, you know. That's one thing. Oh man, as soon as I started driving again and not moving around, that's when I started getting fat again. Anyway, though, I'm just babbling, but yeah. So crazy, just get up and I worked all day. Yeah, I used to walk everywhere, boy, everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But helping other people do it too, that's where we're at now. Like I said, we are shifting into a new world. Right now, we're still in the middle of the annoying part. We're still in the middle of the most annoying part, but we are shifting into a new world. I'm part of that big ass group that's here to help that shift, you know? Essentially the part that I play in this, there's a big old ass team of us. I'm not the only one. I'm not here saying, oh, I'm this special person. No. There's a fucking huge team of souls on the planet right now helping shift from the old darkness into the new light. And the part that I play is, okay, this is the way you were programmed to think. And this is how it's working against you. This is the truth about energy and this reality and this dimension and how everything functions. And this is what we have to unwire, this way of thinking, and start perceiving the world from this new lens. You know, that's the part that I play. That's the part that I play. I don't even know what you would call it. I don't even know what you would call it, really. But, yep, that's the part that I play here. And in the weirdest way possible, too. That's just the story of my fucking life, man. It gets annoying. Sometimes I just think back and I always had to be that fucking weirdo, man. Always. Why? By means of being a tarot card reader that reads romance situations, you know? I mean, it makes perfect sense if you look at it, but man, yeah. The way you're gonna play your part is that you're going to be a YouTube tarot card reader and you're gonna read romance. You know, because that just so happens to be one of the main things that we have been programmed to reverse manifest. So that gets the ball rolling. And it doesn't piss you off too. Man. Fucking pisses me right off, dude. We've been programmed. And dude, I'm not just saying us in this generation now. It goes back as far as when my grandparents were kids, dude. Probably even further than that. Been programmed to believe that you are empty and incomplete. Think about how stupid that sounds. Think about how fucking stupid that sounds. You're just empty, lonely, and incomplete. And that's just fucking normal. That's just normal. You feel this big, gaping, empty void in your heart. And that's just fucking normal. Yup, that's just part of being a human. You feel completely alone and incomplete. That's stupid. There is not a single human being on this fucking planet that is incomplete. That is so stupid, man. That is so stupid. But that's what we've been programmed to believe through music, movies, TV, and media, you know? And I hear it on the radio. Every time I turn the radio on, I hear this shit. Every time you turn the radio on, you hear that, you know? Let's see, what was that last song I heard the other day? I don't even remember what it was now. Man, it'll come to me here in a second. But yeah, it's just singing about being lonely. I'm so lonely, I'll be lonely with you, or something like that, you know? I'm like, God damn, man. And I've told you all this before. That Britney Spears song came on one time when we were cleaning house. My loneliness is killing me, you know? And I'm like, how many of it, and that's just my generation in the 90s, you know? How many people heard that and just sang that to themselves over and over and over? My loneliness is killing me. My loneliness is killing me. How many people sang that to themselves? You know, my loneliness is killing me, and fucking burned that into their subconscious mind and didn't even realize it. It's fucking sick, man. Sick the way we were programmed. And I'm not dissing Britney. I'm not here to diss Britney. That's not what I'm doing here. Not what I'm doing at all. Okay? I'm not dissing any one person. I'm not here slamming a person. It's just the entire system, the whole apparatus of brainwashing and the way it's worked for so many years and the way it's worked against us, you know? That's what we're breaking out of. That's what we're breaking out of. You know what I mean? That's what we're breaking out of. So, anywho, man, I just broke out an old deck that I forgot I even had. The Everyday Witch. Since we came in here and rearranged, and Leah cleaned up a bunch of my stuff in here, she rearranged a lot of my decks here. I forgot all about this fucking deck, man. This one here is not something that I would normally think I could read, the Everyday Witch. It's nothing like the Rider-Waite whatsoever. But this is probably, because you know most of the tarot decks that I read are based on Rider-Waite. And anything that goes too much against that, I usually don't really like, you know. But this one here, for some strange, funky reason, is probably like the World card. Look. No, that's the Two of Wands. Look at that Two of Wands card right there. See what I'm saying? And the Page of Cups, kind of, sort of. This one is probably, no, Four of Wands. Is probably the one that is the furthest away from Rider-Waite that I really, really, really resonate with for some reason. This is my favorite, the Three of Swords, dude. Look at this. Look at the Three of Swords here. It's like a little box of chocolates with 3 daggers in it. Isn't that funny? This is cool, dude. I'm going to put this back in my collection here. I'm probably going to replace it with something. I don't know what deck up there do I want to replace. I don't know. Anyway, though. Sorry. I'm in a million different directions this morning. Anyway, though. So, here soon, I gotta hop off of here and get my kids to school. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Man, bro. This one's cool. Heaven and Earth Tarot. Forgot about this one. Why did I put this one up? I think it was hard to shuffle. Yeah. Okay. No, I want this one back up there. Yeah, I like this one. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. My bad. Heaven and Earth Tarot. Yeah, I want this one back up there. I don't know why I put this one up. This one's cool. This one's cool. I like this one. Look at that. See, and I'm normally not really into the dark, gloomy stuff, but this one's a badass. It's real dark and gloomy. Real dark and gloomy, but it's fucking badass, dude. Seven of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. The World card. Isn't it cool? Dark and gloomy, but it's badass, though. Yeah. Anyway. I'm getting all excited. Anyway, though. You don't think I'm weird? If you met me in real life, you'd probably think I'm weird. I may not seem weird and boring because, like I was saying in the last chat, what do we do when we're bored? We get on the internet. So that automatically makes it look like I'm entertaining because I'm on I'm a public figure on an entertaining platform. But if you was to hang out with me in real life, I'm kind of boring. I'm a boring dude. Actually, one thing that you would probably notice if you met me in real life, the first thing you would notice, when most people point out, I'm quiet. I'm quiet. I don't talk a whole lot. I sit back and I stare and I observe. So I'm not as talkative. But like I said, tips and tricks to grab an audience's attention on camera. I'm very, very talkative and very, very blabby on camera. I'm not in real life though. But I couldn't be quiet on camera. That wouldn't hold your attention. You know? Like here's one, like a lot, back in the day, whenever live streams very first started becoming popular, you know, you see somebody click on live and they'd be like, go wait for some people to tune in. Waiting for people to tune in. You know, if I ever click on a video and I see that, click off. I'm not even watching that. I'm not gonna sit there and look at you stare at the camera, you know? So that's why anytime I go on live stream, I just start blabbing from the minute I go live. You know? And even sometimes YouTube, whenever YouTube doesn't notify people, that's the thing. That's the reason why I've started saying at the beginning of my videos now, make sure you turn on all your notifications. Because everybody always comes to me and says, why am I not getting notified? You got to check your notifications. But anyway, sometimes if YouTube doesn't notify anybody, I'll be sitting there blabbing for 5 minutes with 10 people in the room. You know what I mean? Like nobody even knows because YouTube's not notifying nobody, you know? So you can't really go through those awkward periods of silence like that. So that's why I may seem more entertaining on the internet because I'm constantly keeping the noise going, you know? In real life though, I'm quiet. So anyway though, anywho, gonna have to get up out of here in a few minutes. Oh, gonna have to get up out of here in a couple of minutes. Feeling pretty good and pumped for the day. And I just discovered these 2 decks that I completely forgot that I even had. Everyday Witch Tarot and Heaven on Earth, or Heaven and Earth. Yeah, Heaven and Earth. Yeah, these are 2 badass decks, man. Started the September readings early. I got way ahead of myself, man. I got ahead of myself, so I got so far ahead of myself, I can't think of anything to do. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna toss a couple of September readings up there, about a week early. Whatever. Ooh, a card fell on the floor for me. What is it? 9 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. 9 of Wands reversed. Let your guard down, Rich. The Emperor. Let your guard down. Take control. Yeah. Look at your question. Where's your question? I don't see a question. Oh. Thought of doing a live where we all have to pay to get in. I don't know if that, how to do, I don't even know how to do that. Oh, you mean like a channel membership? Is that what you're talking about? I've thought about it, man. I've thought about the whole membership thing, but my thing is I don't know. I keep saying I'll look into that. Honestly, the reason why I don't really do the membership things is I don't know what I would put in there. You know what I mean? Like, I would just have to think of something extra to do, and I already have so much stuff that I do for the public. And also too, I need to start befriending people, other readers a little bit more. That's what I need to do. Like Rambling Mike, I should probably write him and ask him. Does it even really help your YouTube checkout very much? I mean, if it was something that like I could think of a real cool, like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this for my members and whatnot, and it would like maybe maybe not necessarily double, but it would make the YouTube check a little bit higher. I might, but I don't know. A live where we can all pay to get in? Maybe. I don't know. I have thought about too. These are just ideas that I've toyed with, and because I have a feeling that next year is going to be pretty big as far as expanding my career. I busted a couple of moves this year that are off in different directions. You know, some of them you all have seen, some of them you haven't. But I've thought about coaching. You know, and I've had a couple of people helping me with ideas to where, yes, you do have to pay, and it's like a Zoom webinar that you pay for, but it's like it's not YouTube. It's like on some different website, you know, where you pay, and it's like, I don't remember exactly how it worked though, and it's all about coaching. It's about coaching, not really the tarot. That's the funny thing about being the YouTube tarot card reader that I am. Like I said, it's really, if you want to be a YouTube tarot card reader, you are boxed in. You're boxed in. There's not really a whole lot of, you're boxed in. It's not really very easy to do something extremely original, you know, because there's so many people out there that read. So if you want to bring something different to the table as a YouTube tarot card reader, you're gonna have to mix it in there with your reading, you know. And that's one of the ways that I have taken my readings and plant seeds of energy behavior. That's one thing. And I have a feeling not a whole lot of readers know how to do. Not really. Not that I've seen, at least. I'm not saying they're not out there, but I haven't seen it, you know. But in order to put the tarot cards completely down and just do coaching, I thought about that. I have thought about that. Anyway, though. My bonsais are doing good, doing real good. I got my two main babies right over there. These are my babies, my two big ones, my Chinese elm and my juniper. And I got my other junipers over here. I should probably turn that light on. Thanks for reminding me, hang on. Oh, they need some light. There we go. They could probably use a drink of water today too. This right here is one of my favorite little small ones. You see some new growth coming out of the end here. I'm all shaky because I just drank coffee. You can see some of the new growth coming out of the end here. Still pretty soft and doing pretty good. I don't want to do too much trimming on this. I'm not even sure. I think this right here looks like it's gonna make a good cascade the bigger it gets. I think I'm gonna grow this one into a cascade. Yep, like this right here will swoop down. And then as this part grows, it'll grow up, you know, and then this part here will swoop down. That's what I think I'm gonna do with this one. Anyway though. Hell yeah, I'm gonna put these decks back up there in my collection. That's why I put this one down. I was having a hard time shuffling it. The cards are kind of stiff. Okay, well, whatever. All right. Anyway, though, y'all, it is about time for me to get on out of here. Man, that hour flew by. It's at 54 minutes now, but still. Pew! I'm now awake. I had to get my mind off of them weird-ass dreams, dude. Oh, man, just a whole night of crazy, funky, freaky dreams. I had to get on here and distract myself from that. Now I'm hiccuping. Anyway, I am about to go ahead and get on out of here, y'all. I don't think I have any personal readings. I think I knocked out all my personal readings, so I'll more than likely be seeing you all on my main YouTube channel here in the next few hours. So anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you later on my main channel. Y'all have a good one.